when it happens, you got to capitalize and put in more work even harder.
I make sure that I got my ducks in a row before I announce anything, and I make sure that if I fail, it's gonna be on me.
It's a fact, and there's gold producers and platinum who are literally cooking up beats on an iPad, on GarageBand. So what VSTs and what equipment are we talking then,
I used to chase placements. I would rather make beats for my friends and come up with them and grow with them.
When it comes to luxury, I think of having the luxury of time, of freedom, of choice, of, like that's a luxury to me.
Check, 1, 2. What's up with y'all? You already know it's your boy 215 Got Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. Producer's new favorite podcast, Let Me Rap With You. Y'all already know. Day after Thanksgiving, shout out to, my guy Dot Dormini for, showing up for the Thanksgiving episode. You feel me? Definitely appreciate you showing up for another bonus holiday episode of the podcast. Y'all already know how we do. But, of course, before we get into all the shenanigans, this podcast is sponsored by Demolier. Thank you, Drippin'. You ain't drippin' till you come shop with us. Make sure you get my guy Smash 215 at Demolier Shop on Instagram. That's DEMOLIR Shop. No underscore, no none of that. Y'all already know how we do this. And, of course, this podcast is sponsored by Major Loops. Looking for some placement-worthy samples? Loops, midis, 808s, hi-hats, drums, snares, claps, you name it. You feel me? Shout out my guy Rory Lux, MajorLoops.com. Great kits, great prices. You already know, which will turn into great beats. I gotta work on that one. Actually, I like that one. I gotta work on that one the next couple episodes. I gotta work on that one. But of course, this podcast is also sponsored by No Rival Shop. Shout out my guy to mine. Make sure you go on NoRivalShop.com. Make sure you get yourself something from the collection, or mystery box, $11 tees. Options for days. You feel me? And of course, other things. You feel me? So for sure. But other than that, I ain't even gonna cap y'all. On this pre-record, I keep it real with y'all all the way. So even with tonight's pre-recording, I'm not gonna lie, we are late on schedule. Cause I was waiting for freaking Chinese food. I was hoping the Chinese food was gonna show up before my window time of the intro segment, and that shit winded up showing up at the segment time where I'm supposed to be calling the guests. So, it's funny, but y'all already know how we doing. We about to get the guest call in and everything. But, of course, before we get into that, random positive vibes. I hope everybody got some Thanksgiving kits, songs, and all that. I'm still going through a couple links that I've seen some of my friends post. Like I said, definitely shout out to everybody that has shown up thus far for season 2. My guy Kels, My Beats, Letter L, Damadori, definitely shout out to y'all for, showing out, for season 2, you feel me? Definitely appreciate y'all, definitely thankful for that. But, other than that, like I said, I was banking on this Chinese food. But the one thing I will say, now, the upside of this bad end of the bread is that niggas still gonna be fried for the podcast. So by the time I'm done this episode and done talking with y'all and done talking with the guests, by the time then I'm gonna have the munchies. So, it's just life, life works in, weird ways and such. But it is what it is. Still thankful to be here, and everything. So, like I said in the, Damadori episode, thankful to be here and everything. You feel me? Just grateful, blessings to even have anything. Especially in these times. So, in these times while we still have the blessings, I'm gonna actually submit to my guy the video call. And, we're actually about to, we got one pre-rolled already, you feel me? But, last one. Damn. I hope the Chinese store is still open by the time I, get out this show. They be closing early sometimes, on some days, you feel me? So, oh shit. There we go. Call came right in tonight. Feel me? For sure, for sure. Yeah, my audio's connected. Yours connected? Yep, now it is. All right, and mine is connecting back.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up with you, bro? Perfect. I can hear you. Let Me Rap With You podcast. Your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this in the building. We got artist, producer, writer, promoter. You know, I could put a lot on your shoulders, bro. You know, the starter of Creatives Only, Florida Jams. Like I said, you know, we got a lot going down this list, but we got your boy Sebb, or actually I will say byseb in the building. That's how we going to do it tonight, because, you know, you go by under so many, you know, representations now. You got post by Sebb, art by Sebb, you know, songs by Sebb, you know, you feel me?
Bro, I appreciate the byseb. That's funny because I just love the byseb aesthetic. You know, I have a Twitch, just Twitch byseb. If I have a YouTube, you know, YouTube byseb. You know, it's fun. Nobody's byseb.
By
But yeah, man.
like the next time you make you get a logo or somebody to make you a logo, just have it like be byseb. I swear to God, people will start fucking with that.
Damn, that's a good idea. I might just start doing something right now for that. Byseb. That should be the whole thing. That's pretty smart.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, cause I was thinking about that earlier before I was even getting into the guest call, because I had seen a couple of the pages, you know, while I was at work and everything. But, you know, before we get into, you know, all the creative juices, you know, for this episode, you know, let's start from the beginning, you know, from the upbringing, you know, where he came from and how, you know, Sebb even started.
All right, man. So how everything started, so like you said, I do a lot of things, you know. So the first thing that I got into was music, and music was just always around me, especially because my dad is always playing guitar. So he would just always be doing some cool solos. He's always very original with his music too. So that just hearing all that music really influenced me to just get into it. And then from there, did my first song in high school. And then high school is when I started taking it more serious. And then actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I should say that that's when I saw, you know, the most success, I guess, because with high school, it's easy to like promote your stuff. It's like it's like the underground community, but a different one. So just did that. And then I started taking everything serious after high school with Creatives Only, Florida Jams, which actually came first than Creatives Only. Then with the beats, with the music, with the art, which is something that's more recent now, the art, but
Wow, that's crazy. And, you know, actually going back, like you said, high school, you know, middle school, going back to those roots, you know, I had paid attention from, you know, your early start. You had actually went to the same school that Lil Pump was in before he had got kicked out, correct?
yes, sir. He went to the same middle school as well. He basically he would get kicked out of a lot of schools. You know, Hialeah, that's where I'm from. Hialeah Middle School, Hialeah High. That's where I went. It's like not a good area. So you know, everybody's just being stupid. You know, doing drugs and shit. And then he was, you know, one of those kids that would get kicked out of school a lot. So he went to art 8th grade. He went to Hialeah Middle, and then 9th grade freshman year to Hialeah High, which then he got kicked out for all that bullshit that went down. But yeah,
Damn, that shit crazy. So, you know, besides the annex, you know, seeing you know, before Lil Pump, you know, things before the election, you know, I'm not going to get into that side, you know, because I was a Lil Pump fan at one time. So I'm gonna stick to the side where I'm the fan. But, you know, before, you know, Lil Pump had came into his rise and all that, you know, right before, you know, he started buzzing, you know, came out with the album, then Gucci Gang and all that, was, you know, him becoming big and, you know, making a name for himself, become an inspiration to you, like doing what you were doing?
So honestly, I don't really have like an inspiration if I really got to be honest. I guess like if I do really have one, it's my parents, and the people you surround yourself with, they're always inspiring you. But like, there's not really like someone that's like, yo, that's my inspiration. But just the
Hmm.
fact that he came up, it really does give me that like, yo, if he did it, there's a chance for me. I just gotta apply myself and do what I do.
Of course, and I'm glad that's the mindset that you kept to it, because what I heard, and because like I'm not down there, so I can't speak for the people where I'm not at. You feel me?
Yeah.
I rep set. I keep it official. So I can't speak for people down there, but what I hear from certain friends, and certain friends from our mutuals, I hear that a lot of people back home, like they didn't actually show him the love once he got big.
So I wasn't, really close to him either. So everything I'm saying is like to my understanding, and it's not, the 100% best, but I do know,
Kind of like a
you know,
third person from the outside looking in view.
yeah, like yeah, there is like stuff I can't say, but what I remember is that he was popular, he was clouded in school, everybody knew him, and then when he started rapping, everybody knew he would rap, like the people would support it and stuff. But when he got famous, everybody got mad because he wouldn't, show love to his old friends and stuff. But I mean, personally, that's not what I would do. If there's someone who I was really cool with, I definitely would come back and be like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" You feel me? But like, nobody owes anybody anything, so it's like whatever. At the end of the day, if someone doesn't do that, that's their choice, and it's like you really can't do anything about that. But people are salty about that.
For sure, for
That
sure.
was in high school. That was a while ago. It's high
Yeah,
school too.
and
Supposed to be.
we about to head to the outer roots in that, because by the time you got out of high school, I think our paths had crossed, because that's when you had just started Creatives Only, right after you had started Florida Jam. So what gave you the inspiration and idea to even come up with this coalition of not just group chats and engagements and people actually collaborating and stuff, but also promoting those same people and promoting the artists around them, and
So
just
it's a
doing it
tough game.
strictly for the culture. That's the other part I forgot to say in that question. I apologize.
Nah, you good. So as a lot of people know, it's tough out there. You feel me? It's hard to get by. It's hard to get noticed. It's hard to do anything. So I used to be somebody when I was more into rap, making music. I used to be somebody who would always hit up those pages, be like, "Yo, what's up, man? Like, I'm an artist. That help me, put me on." Those blog pages, and enough getting ignored. Enough of those like being like scammed out of a fake opportunity. It made me want to create real opportunities and a page that people can always go to, and always expect nothing but genuine vibes from. That's where I started Florida Jams, which came first. And Florida Jams isn't the name because I'm from Florida. I always want to rep my city a little harder because that's where I'm from, my
So,
city. But then a year after came Creatives Only, and that's when I wanted to make. Well, my first with Florida Jams was making a page, and then with Creatives Only was making a community that was very genuine, and it's worked out very good because a lot of the people that are day ones for it are still here today. That I still talk to them today. The people that I mostly engage with, and I don't really, I know a lot of people, but I don't talk to a lot of people. So the people I do talk to now, I appreciate them, and I'm glad we still associate. But
it's only
yeah,
so much. It's only so much time in a day we could put for so many people. So
right.
it's understanding, and sometimes we want to. It's going to be a time in the day where you want to get back to some of the other people, and you know the one thing that I was going to say, and definitely shout out to some of those creatives, especially Marco 210. That's definitely one of the homies. I see that you two, especially on the come up with Creatives Only. You two had did a lot of work together. So what's your relationship with you and Marco?
Shit, man, Marco, he's very awesome. I really love Marco. He's very talented guy in the art and the rap. And now he's transitioning more to his Spanish music. I think he really has a good shot doing that type of music as well. Me and
2021, he
Marco,
gonna be a problem. I'm saying that right
Yeah,
now.
Marco. Yeah, Marco's getting his own spot. You know, he's upgrading. And then me and Marco, like that's somebody who I'm super close with. You know, in the whole community. Not only because of creatives only, but that's someone I've collabed with a lot too. I believe like I've I've collabed a lot. Like he's one of the people I've collabed the most with. But we have a good, you know, chemistry as well, music wise. Whenever we make stuff, and he's holding on to one of my beats that he has to hop onto right now.
I'm waiting on that, Marco. Waiting on it. But you know, and now I see that you had, like I said, you had put so many people out. You know, yours truly. He had promoted yours truly as well. You had promoted my homie Pup when he had put out Bane, and you and the writers, y'all had actually gotten back to me. Like y'all gave like a whole like write up on Bane. So what were you guys like so impressed with when it came to my guy Pup, dropping Bane and everything? Because like that was his very first song, and he was actually he was nervous about what people were thinking about it. And I told him, I said, bro, like don't be nervous. Like everybody first song isn't going to be your me. Just take that chance and just put it out. And we did that. You guys did the write up, and since then, we still working on the album and everything, but at the same time, it's like y'all help him get a little window to help put his name out. You feel me?
I'm definitely glad we were able to do that. And if I gotta be honest, I'm sorry if this makes me sound like a bad person, but I forget. I have a pretty bad memory.
Y'all probably went through so many tracks.
Hell yeah, man! Especially but like I'm sure if I hear it, all of the memories and the stuff will come back, and probably not what I said either.
I'll probably refresh your memory when I give you the album though, cause like
awesome.
Cause like he just definitely. I'm gonna try to see if I can try, cause I think I still got a melody or two from you, on that joint. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get you on the album as well, cause we still working out production. We still working out. Like I'm still trying to find a couple of I'm a drum constructor. I do drums a lot, so basically probably like 100% of the projects that I work on will probably have co-producers. So, I keep it honest at that at bay. But speaking of working together, and before I actually get into how we had gotten into our work later, going into dropping singles, dropping with creators only, dropping with all these artists. You had later on gotten into like a new alias, Zilly The Kid, and you had did that coming out with your very first album. So what was the process of that?
Correct. So Zilly The Kid, that is now who I am. I used to go as TrillBazz. Huge reason I just felt like TrillBazz is kind of dead. I wanted to move on because in life at least how I feel, the art of life, shout out the title. I feel like sometimes you got to move on, you can't really like hold on to certain things. You got to kind of grow from your shell and become better and bigger. So like I was saying, like, it was kind of dead too. So I feel like I was confident enough to move on into Zilly The Kid, which is which I didn't think Zilly The Kid would be my artist name, but when I was thinking a lot about it, I was like, it was just perfect. Might as well. I don't have any other name. Doesn't have a lot of significance to me either. It's used to be Trilly, so that's where Zilly came, and just the Z's. I just, instead of S's on the bass, Z's. So that's where Zilly came. But it's gonna allow me to be more diverse with my music under like different aliases within Zilly The Kid. It's not gonna be like one solid sound. But with that,
I understand definitely. Definitely. And before we get into that, I would like to say that I definitely understand where you're coming from. Just so the podcast gets. I like the podcast to get my side of certain things, and
right.
The reason why I feel you on throwing away like here, like even with me, like when I used to be called Streets. And here's the thing, I'm still called Streets. So, like I will forever be Streets, especially to my hood. Put that on the set. I will forever be Streets. Put that on the set. You feel me? But when it came to, and it's funny, like I said this in the support art interview, but for those who didn't read the Q&A, I'm actually going to say it again. How I actually became 215 Got Beats, and it was just a regular day being Streets. I was just chilling with my homie. We was chilling. We got this little private location in the world, like We got this little private location. Like when me and my homie, we just need to, like go somewhere and just, just find peace. We got a little secret spot in the world. We can't really tell nobody, but you feel me? Like when we go there, we went there and we just kept talking about the past. We started just talking about everything. And then he said like, bro, like, you really a god at this shit, bro. Like you really like a god that's like, you really brought people together. Cause like when me and him first met, like I met him through his mom Duke. Shout out Mom Dukes, because me and her go back. So when we had met, like I was kind of the only person he knew in the neighborhood. And then me being the guy I am, you know how I am, bro. I'm gang. I rep the set. You know how I am. If I fuck with you and I fuck with you like that, of course I'm going to bring you around the set. I'm going to bring you around, what I'm around, because it's like I'm not going to hide from you. You feel me? So it's like this is what I'm into. You feel me? And I brought him around gang, and it's been like that ever since. And everybody just been a family ever since. And it's like he said, bro, like you really a guy that bringing people together. So I sat there like, damn, like, and it's crazy. And I love my city. So like you said, how you named Florida Jams, Florida. I love my where I'm at now in Philly. I love my city so much. So I sat there like, damn, like how can I be a legend? How can I do everything that I'm gonna do and still go out in the world, even if it means leaving the city? Like going out in the world, still doing everything I gotta do, but still having the city on my back with everything. So when he told me I was the guy at this, I'm like, that's it. And then when I changed my name to 215 guy, like at first it was just like an Instagram name, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna see how this is selling beats. Then I changed my name to that, selling beats. I started getting a little bit more traction, started getting a little bit more traffic, and then it's like, okay, cool. It's like I might stick with this. And then now it's like I'm working with artists, dropping singles as a producer, and it's like I'm really sticking with it. And even when I re-upload my old catalog, I'm still going to keep the same name and still give like all my homies who made the beats the production credits and all that. You feel me?
I definitely fuck with the name more. It's definitely like it gives more of an impact when you hear that 215 God. That gives more of an impact.
I like how everybody got the whole like God thing in like people's names, because there's a lot of people that got many names. I like it because it kind of represents what they stand for, or it represents the art of what they do.
Yeah,
I like it.
Character.
I love that shit. So it's like, I don't really get mad, be like, oh, it's like other people like with the same type names. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like exactly. But I want to die knowing I did it for my city. And if that's one of the only names I know I can run with it, and the world gonna know me by that name, and they know like what's 215, let's find out what 215 is. It's my city.
Bro, because the name is honestly like the least important part of anything. It just has to sit right with you, because it doesn't matter about the name. It just matters about what content is produced out of that name, and then that's when the name gets around.
For sure. But speaking of that, Zilly The Kid, like, definitely shout out to you, bro, because you had definitely did one of my favorite beats that I had actually ever made on that joint, which was you. And then when I found out you put Esse on the track, I'm like, how did he get? Yo, like this shit is crazy. Like, bro, like my mind was blown when I found out I had Esse on one of my beats, bro, because I've always wanted him on my beats, bro. Real shit, like, and definitely shout out to you, Esse, because me and him, we were major loops and everything now. So it's crazy, like we talk about like people staying together. Me and Esse are actually signed to the same sound production team. So it's crazy how all that shit just be coming together. You feel me? And what's your relationship with him, like going back with him and all that?
So like I met you guys through CO first. That's where it first came about. That's where the first connection came from.
CO.
And then I'm not entirely super close with Esse, but I was more closer with them at the time. But I had gone through my huge hiatus. I just got super low key, fell off the face of the earth,
Of course.
So with him, with that song, it was like it was different for me too. Like even though I was doing more auto tune already, but just like the singing style that I went for, it was something different for me. It wasn't something I was used to. So already I was branching out my sound a little further because of the beat. And shout out you for the beat, of course, again. But with that song, I couldn't find a second verse at all. I just couldn't make one, and I knew there was only one person that song could have been done justice by, and that was Esse. And I'm really glad he came through because that song went to multiple people before I went to him because he was having like a bunch of problems at the time. But at the end of the day, he came through with it, and I'm really glad because it wouldn't have sounded the way it did. It really.
I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm gonna say the same thing because you had sent me the preview. You sent me the preview with the you sent me the snippet preview in my email, right? Like I think like 2 months before it dropped, and then we were just waiting on like that second verse, and then it was like, damn, like that shit came from him. Shit crazy, but going into all that, going through those transitions in life. And going through your hiatus, and I'm not a person I don't like to pass over on certain things that we talk about in the podcast. So, during your hiatus, what were some of the things that you were thinking about when you were coming with this whole byseb comeback? The Zilly The Kid comeback. What were some of the things you were just thinking about in your hiatus during the time?
Honestly, I just feel like I wasn't thinking. I was just staying in place a lot, which is honestly what was happening. I guess if there was something I really was thinking is that I should be doing something with my creativity because there's nothing else I really do. Creativity for me is everything in my life, but I wasn't doing anything with it because I just felt like I needed to just stop, but I stopped for too long. I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad I'm doing this podcast right now. I'm glad I'm able to do a little more, but I still got to keep being more productive. And that was just what was on my mind, that I wasn't being productive at all. I was just messing around. That was a thing on my mind too.
And being productive, because, this podcast is sponsored by No Rivals, shout out my guy of mine. Being productive, one of the things that I've seen you do coming back, you had actually gotten together with No Rivals and became a part of the press campaign release where if somebody was to pay for a press campaign, press release, you will probably be able to blog them, along with the other people that, he already has a part of that. So, how did you and the mind come about, putting that together with Creatives Only and No Rivals?
So that was something that was also done during my hiatus when I had a friend helping me run the page, and he was the basically the one who helped, the mind had hit us up for it, and he had helped settle it down, say we were part of it. I had read, the messages, and I thought it was something that was, a really dope idea. Just unfortunately, it hasn't happened. I'm sure it will, but it's still something that's super cool. So that's still something I'm excited for if it ever does, happen.
I say it like this: get a Creatives Only site up. I'm telling you, that shit about to start coming, bro. That shit is really about to start coming, bro.
That's definitely in the plan.
Yeah,
it's especially just like I kind of don't want to do things, just to do them. I kind of want to have like the whole goal in mind, the whole layout. I don't kind of just want to like just randomly put a website out because it's like, yo, who's paying attention to the page right now on Twitter? What's the point of making a website? It's just low key right now.
Sometimes the energy thing, and I realize this, bro, like, and it's a slow traction for me each time. Because here's the one thing, like, bro, I don't care about traffic. I don't care about, like, bro, if I post a story, I don't care if 5 people check it out. I don't give a shit. I'm still going ham all day. I'm still doing what the fuck I do. I'm still doing what I do. So it's like, when you level up, bro, like the energy, the traction, sometimes numbers ain't everything, bro. Sometimes it's the people that you come across that are bringing effect to the shit that you're doing. And trust me, like, I'm saying that from a person who is making a lot of moves, but still doesn't have like a top major placement yet. You feel me?
Right.
So, and that's the reason why, the podcast, that's the reason why, like, I'm able to help people get a voice. Cause, you've seen some of the guests that we've had, you see what they working with. And, that's why I said, like, even though, we went in, like, we still moving. We still doing this. We still doing that. So no matter how much traffic is coming, no matter, I don't care if I work with Future tomorrow, 504 the next day, and Lil Pump after. Like I still got shit to do. I still got other shit to do. I still got to move. I still got to work. You mean this, that, and the third. So it's like no matter what the traffic is, no matter the traction, no matter who's there, you just gotta level up like every time, bro. Cause that's one thing, bro. Like if I don't level up every day now, bro, like I just be kicking myself in my ass, bro. That's just the type
Yeah,
of
man.
that's like the type of character that I am. Like when LeBron get mad when he don't have a good night. I get LeBron mad, bro. Like I ain't even going bullshit. Like I get LeBron mad. I'm not saying being petty is the answer, but bro, I get
Right.
LeBron mad, bro.
It's just
That's
with
my
the thing
guy.
with that mindset is like it's a double-edged sword because sometimes you really do need a break, you know. Sometimes you really do need to stop, and then once you do stop, it's like, wow, I didn't do anything today, and I feel like I'm just a failure for today. Like you not every day is you have to do something for it to be a success. You know, that's something I've like seen too. You
Well,
gotta write it out.
I'll say it like this. What I've learned is, you know, you can't do everything in a day, but even just like just one little thing. Like even if I tell myself, okay, let me find a guest to schedule for February or for March of the podcast. Even if I don't do nothing else, even if I just spent the whole day just like, all right, cool. Like I ain't really trying to like move like that today. But you know what? Let me hit a couple people up. I'm already talking to a couple people. Let me at least do something with what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, I booked a couple people. Okay, cool. So now I got this situated, that situated. Because especially in the position I'm in now, even if I'm not doing a lot on that day, I still always have something to do. And maybe that's just the
Right.
position I'm in. So, and like the position I'm in, I definitely need to, triple down on everything I'm doing, especially if I wanted to really start moving the way that me, you, and millions of producers be dreaming about how I be moving. Because like I said, like, bro, everything ain't gonna happen in one day. Everything doesn't happen like that. So,
Right.
you know,
Being Sounds by Seb is definitely something I really want to do too. You know, grow a successful YouTube, get consistent sales, and get good placements and royalties from that placements and stuff. That's something I really want to do too.
for sure. You're gonna make that happen, bro.
Yes, we are.
You're gonna make that happen. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You feel me?
Yes, sir. That's I because right now I am in like another like just kind of being low key again. Even though, but I'm doing more now. But I've been thinking about it. I want to try to do more producing again. I was on my art stuff for a while now, but I want to start going ham with the producing again with the consistent YouTube uploads. Try to build like a page through there. I've seen like YouTube is pretty like with consistency you can build something really good on YouTube.
For sure, for sure. And like you said, you've been on the artwork lately, and a lot of people, I'm pretty sure they noticed for the artwork promo. I seen that you had sent me the artwork, for a fallen friend. Shout out to Fady. You feel me?
Yes.
So,
Shout out Fady.
like you said, that was an artwork you had made for him. So, did you are you comfortable with elaborating, on the
Yeah.
situation from your, aspect?
So I do appreciate Fady being the artwork for this this podcast. I
Forever
so
faded,
Fady,
baby.
forever Fady, man. And unfortunately, he had passed away very unexpected. He's from New Jersey. I'm from Florida, so that's somebody I met
I was
online. He
born in
was
Jersey.
one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was born in Jersey too. That's the crazy part.
Wow.
So he he was one of those people like you that I can look back at and be like, wow, those people were solid. You feel me? Those people, they're and those people not only are they solid, but they have a lot of potential. He was one of those people. He was one of those people that would check up on me, hit me up, and I found out he had passed from some friends I followed that same night. I decided to do that drawing and like and to pay my respects, and somehow I dreamt about him that night too, because it's easy to dream about something once you constantly think about it. And I was just drawing that the whole night, listening to his music. So it's crazy. I never met him, but dreamed about him just by looking at a picture of him.
I'm not a person that's scared to talk about this because I'm very spiritual on aspects. So, do you remember the dream in any, in any aspect? You like, or do you like tell you anything?
Okay. So you want to know something? I have a dream journal and I write down my dreams. Lately I've been caring a little
Ooh,
less, and this was definitely at the time that I was carrying my 100%. So let me just type in Fady in my notes because I know I wrote his name. Yes, there you go. All right. So this is because when I write down in my notes, it's like I'm talking to myself. You get me? So that's how it's gonna sound like right now. This was 9/27, the day after, or the day that I found out, the night. So I had a dream with Fady, was chilling in a crib, a random ass crib. His like, there was this. I'm assuming it was family was just there, very moody about his passing, but he was there. But everybody was like, damn, he passed, but he was there. Fred was just there kicking back. We're talking shit. Someone enters. I look at Fred because I had to go, but I go in to hug him while he's slumped in the couch. I remember that. I dab him up. I look at him like a solid time. I stare at him and I pat him on the back, say, damn, and just walk away, like, because it's like I knew, he was just there. And like, he was just like slumped on the couch, not like, dead, but like, he was just chilling. I saw him. I just had to go in the dream, and I knew. I was looking at him like, damn, like I know, I know, and I know
wow,
this is the only time I'll be able to see.
wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like having a dream journal, like that's the first time on a podcast where like where we had an interpretation from like a journal, even from a dream journal from that I actually like that, and that's crazy to have that dream because like, and I'm gonna say it like this. I've had my share, because fly high, my boy, fat boy. That's my guy. It ain't a day where I don't go without thinking about him. And it's like,
Right.
the days where I be down, and it's like, I've had a couple dreams where I was in my slump. I was sitting there where I was like I wanted to give up, and I've had my couple of dreams. He be sitting there like, bro, I see what you about to do. No, don't do that on me, bro. Better stop being a little bitch. You better get on your shit, bro. I may not be here, but you better get on your shit, bro. Better stop being a little bitch. You better get up. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like I said, I understand because like me and the losses I've had, I feel like some people have that kind of connection. I believe in that aspect. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel that too. It's just it's sad that we lost, the people that we did, but we're blessed to even have memories with those people in the first place because there's always someone who wants to be in our shoes no matter the situation that we have, no matter how rough it is. There's always like the grass is always greener, and that's something I believe in as well too.
For sure, for sure. And do you and Fady have any music or any work before he had passed away?
So Fady was in Zilly the Kid. I know him for a long time, just like you, but we've never done a lot. But what we have done, it's very quality with you. The song. So I did a song with him. It was in Zilly the Kid, and it was a really nice song. I'm blessed to have that song with him. I want to re-upload the whole project under the Zilly the Kid, but upload that song separately through creatives only, since that's where that's where it was gained.
Yeah,
Just like a come out, just like to in memory, to use the artwork as the that I drew as the cover,
for sure,
just to
bro.
re-upload it.
Man, and you know, like I said, man, rest in peace and forever, Fady, bro. Because it's people like that who who we share shit with, and when they go, everything changes. But you know, like I said, that's why, like I said in the Thanksgiving episode, we gotta be, be thankful that we here, and being thankful that we here, and knowing that, you still gotta get the Sebb legacy to continue. What you got planned coming for 2021?
2021, definitely plan on doing more with my art, physically wise, not as only as well as improving, with it. I want to do more merch, more stuff. With my music, I want to release more projects. With creatives only, I want to release more content as a collective. That's my main goal, but get the website going and more of the blog aspects. Same with Florida Jams. With COVID going around, it's very hard to really get any progress done. With the beats, definitely want to do stuff more with that. And, just give more Sebb. Because Sebb is a lot of things. Just give a lot more Sebb all around.
For sure, for sure.
Not
Like I
repeat
said,
2020.
let's have that we gonna have that byseb logo, by by hopefully, after the fan series episode, they'll be seeing that on your page by then.
Already
but
working on
but
it. It'll be legit.
besides that, and getting the music back in together, I definitely still want to get that Godzilla EP done.
Awesome.
Yeah, I definitely still want to get that done, man, because that's long overdue. That is long overdue.
So Godzilla. You should know. The viewers should know what not the Zilly part, but the God part. They should know what that is. And the Zilly as in Zilly the Kid. Very good
Exactly.
play on words that you created. The thing with me is like I'm good at naming stuff too, like I'm just good at giving a spontaneous name to something, and that was a very, very good name that it left me like, damn dog, that's awesome, and I really want to give that another go to. You still have that one
Godzilla
beat.
was one of my favorite movies of all time. So it's like I kind of just want to have like a hard, like classic, like vintage type trap vibe. Like, you feel me?
And then I could draw Godzilla since I'm getting better with drawing, do some cool cover art for it.
For sure, for
But
sure, for
that's definitely
sure.
awesome. Definitely want to do that with you, man. I'm definitely still really trying to do that there because there's not a lot of music stuff that there is planned. For me, that's definitely something that was concrete at the time. And now speaking about it, I know it still is something we can get in motion.
I'm gonna say, I actually, now that I think about it, I know I got a beat in the computer sitting right now that I'm probably gonna send to you probably literally after I get off this episode because like it's been sitting in the truck. I'm gonna sit here and look for it. Well, I'm going to sit here and look for it
That's awesome.
while we actually about to end off the episode. But
That's awesome.
before we end off the episode and while I'm doing my little side shenanigans, I usually like to ask this, with every guest now. What is one final gem? If you could sit there with any, fan or any guest or anybody that's like sitting with you, sitting in the progress of Sebb, what is one gem that you would give somebody right before they walk out the door with you?
Like a tip, like just like a master tip
Any
in
master
life.
tip in life or, creative wise.
I like that question. So if there was something I would tell anybody in life, is that, hey man, I guess people would be blessed with the way I think about life, the art of life. Shout out the title. I believe that life is a pattern, like in everything you can study it and see how it was done and, just try to play along those lines. Of course, doing it the same way won't get the same answers, mess around with it, but there is a certain algorithm to stuff. There is a pattern, and I like to think that's the same with everything in life. There's a way to get there, and you just got to apply the work with those methods, just plan out. That's the type of person I am, just plan out.
For sure. Planning out and game planning is a big, important part of the game. It's a big, important part of the game. And, you know, speaking of, getting into that, make sure, before we, say our goodbyes and all that, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them. There's art by Sebb, sounds by Sebb. What else we got, just so the fans can know, honestly.
So there's Post by Sebb, which is the personal account. There is Art by Sebb, art. There's Sounds by Sebb, the music. The beats. There is Zilly the Kid, which is the actual music side of me. There is Creatives Only, which is the blog team effort, and there's Florida Jams, which is all me. That's another blog.
For sure, for sure. Man, like I said, bro, hopefully, all that comes together for you and it just all just like, you know, just booms for you, bro. Because
Appreciate you,
like I
bro.
said, bro, you know, I've been seeing you work hard forever, bro. And you know, speaking of working hard, let me see. There we go. Anyone with the link? Boom. And speaking of working hard, I'm actually about to send you the link to that beat I was talking about.
Awesome.
There we go. As soon as we get off the podcast, you'll have a drive. You'll have a drive link. You know, sitting right there in your you know,
Yes.
sitting right there in your Twitter. But you know, you already know. As always, you know, and like I said in the beginning of the episode, I need to get to this damn Chinese food because the Chinese food was late on a nigga. That's why it took so damn long. Besides, you know, getting the, you know, computer and stuff up, Chinese food was taking forever. So, you know, in this week, you know, a nigga waiting for that, you know, that Chinese food. But besides that, Let Me Rap With You podcast. You know, we appreciate everybody that tuned in. Hopefully, you know, you enjoyed this little, you know, twist of an episode that we had. It's your boy 215 God Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this, byseb, because that's how we doing it now.
Hey.
And we out. Peace to you, bro.
Appreciate you guys for having me on the podcast. Love you guys. Have a good night.
Love you too, bro. You be safe.